So you know how I always talk about you really force yourself to use your shield even when you need to recharge it because you're like so scared for your teammates, for example. Like your Zarya extending is who you're kind of like worried about from my perspective. It's like they're full HP. If you're still behind them and stuff, just like kind of monitor them and then like chill here. You see them extending, it's like, oh, you start seeing them take damage, you let your shield recharge a bit and then feel free to hop up in front of them. Someone's getting me. Just rewatching it because I was unsure on if we were down initially due to how far back you're playing, and you were. Just double checking on that. Give me a heads up. No shield. So you had a really good idea here from what I'm seeing. By the way, doing this little side step like this because you saw the Zarya over like extending past Rein right before you did this. If you were to jump around this corner and then do a prediction pin like you tried doing earlier, this would be a great play. Just do this little hop like this, start your pin, you get the Zarya, you make a play. So I like that idea that you kind of had going there, but didn't fully roll with it. Okay, backline gets murdered. Not really anything you can do about that as Rein, if I'm being honest. Blob here is trying to milk a lot of your shield. So it's like, you know, once your support line's dead, just in general, gonna be a lot more passive. A lot of people will either bunker here and wait or just chill here like how you are doing in these corners. Yep. Because as you play here, this is easier to collapse on than here. So this is overall the safer position. So I like it.
Yep.
So do you struggle taking that choke whenever you play Rein typically? Is it like very slow and like pokey? Overall, you do have more of a pokey comp anyway. You have double sniper with his Zen. Yeah. So that's kind of what you want to do is play slow for that Discord value and, you know, spamming out the Rein. But if you ever are having trouble with it, from what I'm seeing, you're trying to take the angle very like just like normally, like on the left side, and do the cart being there. That makes that like a little bit more complicated. So you actually swing around the cart and actually get wider.
All right. Yeah.
And that's like one of those like funky ones.
The inside of the corner, you want to be on the other side of the cart.
Yeah, it's just like your movement's super predictable when the cart's next to you, that you're just gonna get like go on it and then like move straight back, and then it's like easy for them to like hit pins, and you're very limited. So either going on the cart or going on the right side is like usually preferred.
Yep.
And that's what you did there, but I mean, you also graph dragon, so I mean, just kind of free teamwork, which got you through.
Join me. I'm on fire. Fire in the hole. Come on and face me.
I mean, I could say the simple thing about how that's like a very, very greedy pin. And you know, you're taking a very high risk, but at the end of the day, taking risks is a good thing in this game. So
I did that play and then I missed the pin and I shattered from there and I was like, if this doesn't work out, this is a big throw play, but it worked out in the end, so that's fine.
Whatever. So a big thing that I always talk about is on this point, if you can't get stagger, so your team, that Reinhardt just kind of plays too far up and then like falls, so this works out fine. If you ever find it hard for you guys to take this part of the map, future reference, always get in the habit of trying to clear upper and taking away this power position on stairs, because it's how their flankers are going to get onto your back line.
Yeah.
And there's Zarya with high energy is going to try to make a play just sitting on stairs. And this is what you definitely do when you're on Zarya on defense, because I know that's in your hero pool. So just a big thing to want to cover while we're on the map, even if you roll it here with ults and stuff. I mean, that grab jam was unnecessary, but you're not the Zarya or the Hanzo, so. I'll never understand the ult sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you recall who died in the last fight? Very late. Your supports. So in general, you don't want to take a brawl right off the bat. You'd want to just kind of wait and turn around and actually be aware of when they're coming back. So I think we need to have a little bit more awareness of watching the kill feed solo too. I know that's something that we've talked about many times, and that's something that still seems a little apparent with how aggressive we're playing with them being down. So that's good aggression if your team's there. That's bad aggression if they aren't. And then I can point out the obvious. You went for a fire strike when you're 1 HP as well. Drop your shield instead of continue to use your shield. If you continue using your shield for 1 second, your on had just gotten here. So you most likely will start getting bursted after this Hanzo.
Back into the fray. Get behind me.
Strength unleashed.
My ultimate is almost ready. Get behind me.
The payload has reached the chip. Securing the payload.
So you know how I always talk about you really force yourself to use your shield even when you need to recharge it because you're like so scared for your teammates, for example? Like your Zarya extending is who you're kind of like worried about from my perspective. It's like they're full HP. If you're still behind them and stuff, just like kind of monitor them and then like chill here. You see them extending, it's like, oh, you start seeing them take damage, you let your shield recharge a bit and then feel free to hop up in front of them. If they're overextending like that, or if you're in comms, just simply be like, I have no shield right now, like I'm recharging shield, and then that lets them know that they need a chill overall. But it's just a lot of like, that's a very aggressive push with how like little shield you have, so it's like your shield's just gonna break before you can even get close, and then it's like nothing really comes with it. Overall run looking kind of clean. Okay, and then here's like you have full shield and you have teammates in front of you. You get in front of them, and then if you don't see anyone, just not holding your shield yet until you see someone, for example. So we got a little bit more recharge based off that, but it's not a huge deal. Small things. Nice. Saw you doing a little turn with your swing tech there.
Yeah.
Should cap here.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah.
Ready for battle.
Alright, so right off the bat, probably gonna fire strike left side spawn door. Oh, they went off the top, I guess. Okay, so very low shield. We want to get ourselves to the corner of them behind you. Yep, and then you just chill here, recharge shield. Fully recharge it. And don't let it recharge enough. So now you're like sitting here very low shield and they're already getting to the corner, and this is where the fight starts, and you're starting to fight a little down in resources, but didn't hard push it, so you're totally okay. Main thing I'm seeing right now is you in the downtime when they have to push into you, you're not just chilling on corner recharging your shield and getting full shield. And that's like a big thing that might fuck you up once they hard pressure you, because then you have to kite out with that little amount of shield instead of full amount, and that really messes you up with trying to stay alive. Yeah, and the main thing is like you start pushing hard on an off angle like this, that's usually where your Zarya plays off the bat. So then since they see you here, then they think they're okay here, and then you're instantly backing without you really using any shield. It's like even if you're here and you see people gain value, if you have your shield, keep using it if you understand your Zarya is following you. And then it's like, okay, otherwise I would have just sat on corner this entire time, let them come to you. And that's what makes it hard for you to push it on Rein when the other Rein just chills and makes you come to him. You didn't notice, that's what their Rein does. You need to pick that up yourself. But the big thing is like you're very impatient, you don't understand you're controlling the space, they have to take it away from you. So you're very good on attack, but your defense kind of lacks at times because of the amount of resources you waste before like the technical like brawl start. And you like to fire strike when you're really low.
Yeah.
Which is overall. He swings. So were you going for a prediction pin on the Reinhardt, thinking he was pinning right now and then he's gonna hit cart?
I thought he was gonna walk out again.
Oh, if you thought he was gonna walk out, it makes more sense to do it on the doorway. That's what I was asking. If you thought he was gonna walk out, it's like catch him like this, because then it's still catching him if you were here going like that. So that would clear a lot more angles than just hitting only one, pretty much, with how you're doing it. So if you knew his pin was already done and he was gonna walk out, that's how you would have changed the angling. That's what I was asking. Okay, grab right now from your own team. Usually you want to shield out forward and go try to support it. So here's the entire thing. It's like, okay, the car's back here. Do we want to, like, one person's going to have to stay here in case they try to C9, right? Do we want to go hard play here at corner, or do we want to kind of chill and here hit fire strikes, take the actual fight more so on the payload? What do you think is the right answer?
I mean, the second one probably.
Okay. Let's see what you do in game then. Okay, we have like no shield. They're about to have shatter. I mean, this fight is simply you overextending from what I saw. It's just like at this point when he's in this weird off angle here. So keep in mind everyone's main right now behind them. You rotate here to meet him, and then you're gonna turn your back to all the other 5 people to the left right now. If you do this in the first place, so this is a bad play because you can't see everyone and you're kind of blind. So most people, once he went here, it'd be go here, play here. Want like just be able to see him there. You're not gonna push advantage putting your back to him like that right now. Unfortunate counterpin here if that was a goal too, like maybe when you met him here, yeah, that would be in his favor. As your entire team's here, his team's way closer, they have better LOS of you then, so boom, you just get killed really quick. So yeah, we talked about like where's the technical corner, you're way past that corner, you don't let them come to you. So
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Back and ready for more. Hello. This is my jam. Come out and face me. I need your attention here.
They have been revised.
Don't worry, my friend. I am your shield. The enemy approaches. I can't hold forever.
So you see what I mean by like you get like a little shield and then you realize you didn't recharge it enough, and then it's like now I have to wait for full shield again, like so then you have to give more space because the technical fight, it's at that first corner here. You can take one there, like the corners for taking fights usually on this point, simply here. Here's a very popular one using power positions up here on other characters. Then you know, then there's the last second fight, you know, right here, and that's about it. Those are the 3 fights. If you take the early fight here, you can get 2 fights. At this point, you only have 1 fight on this point, so you just want to, you can give up a little bit more space if you'd like, because it's 1 fight regardless if you need to. Just don't be afraid to do that.
Fire at will.
Dragon consume you.
I am strong.
Point out you're really greedy with those fire strikes pretty often.
You're going to be okay. Your team was depending on you.
And if you want to take these like reviews to another like level overall,
Enemy contact.
if you want to record yourself playing, so then that includes your in-game comms and stuff like that, I can help you with your comms as well.
Огонь по готовности.
So yeah, instantly after grab dragon ends, it's all about shield hopping out. You are just hard holding shield, you're gonna move slower and not get out of the dragons as fast as possible. I mean, it's a wipe anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh, excuse me. I will not give up the fight.
I'd like to see you stop trying to jump into your shatters at times. That kind of makes it a lot easier to respond to. If you're also trying to touch here, it seemed like there's a bit of a hesitation. If you are playing on the touch as Rein here, you usually use your pin from here and hit the wall here, and then you can make that rotation like this to flank the point and catch them off guard, or hit with the shatter, or you can meet them head on if you think you can just out, you know, skill them.
I was still kind of debating if we should even touch because I wasn't sure if the team was going to be there on time.
Well, the way I'd put it is, you know, if you're paying attention to kill feed, or you see this right at the start when you respawn, you see your Ana, you see your Lucio in front of you. It's like, okay, we have both our supports. Is that worth going for? We have 2 supports. They have 3 cart. You know, it's in your brain. Then it's like, okay, it's at least a 3v3. I think we only killed 1 person in that fight. Maybe, you know, it's a 3v5. Like, it's only Zarya dead. It's like 3v5. Can we win it, or can I stall long enough for someone else to get there with an ult and make a play? You don't really have a ult to make a play. The only play is technically you touching cart and making a flank shatter. So it all comes down to you. If you think you can hit the shatter, go for the toucher. If you don't think you can hit the shatter, it's probably not worth touching.
Yep.
And that's the simple answer to this fight. Yeah, you basically have to decide right after you die, can we touch again? Is it worth touching? Then you like look at the kill feed and you're like, okay, like people aren't respawning for a while, like they won't get there in time. And it's just taking a glance at that tab to be aware of it. So we're on us down, we're a little staggered, so we just kind of want to chill right now. Just want to chill right now. Simple answers, like you feel like you have to be out in the open shielding when it's like when we're chilling and we're waiting for someone, or simply like against the wall like this. And that's like a universal sign to everyone on your team. Then our Rein isn't trying to fight right now. Let's wait. We're giving space. Kind of. If you're holding shield, then everyone, and you're like hard strafing too, then your team's gonna be like, oh, he's trying to shield. Like we need to try to fight. Then your Zen might be playing behind you, and then if you're hard strafing the entire time and like kind of baiting, and then like he might catch a log to the face.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't see a shield up, he's not gonna want to peek. If that makes sense.
The payload is approaching its destination. Round
nicht.
complete.
Get behind!
Escort the payload.
I am ready. That's the best you can do! Barrier activate. Barrier destroy. I shall seize it.
You're covered.
Barrier is giving out.
My ultimate is has checked. You're powered up. Get in there.
Feeling better? 60 seconds.
I'm really get used to the fire strike for the burst damage there, by the way. Finish that run off. So here you can take opportunity for free shatter if you think you need it to win the fight. If you think you get it for free, don't use it. If you understand you don't need it, of course.
I got you covered.
So the biggest person to be involved in a, chase phase like this to stagger them is your main tank. So you need to be a little less passive there.
Yep.
You're trying to time that for bomb?
I tried, but it was too late. I realized that as I hit it, I was like, oh wait, fuck. That was too late anyway, but that was the intention behind it, yeah.
Okay. So Simon to do that. So when we see the bomb already fully lit up like this, like a circle, it's right when it's fully lit up that it detonates. So if you see it very like flashy like that, it's about to go off. And then outside that, do you know how long it takes for a diva bomb to technically detonate from when it's thrown?
No, not a clue.
Okay. So from my understanding, diva bomb takes 3 seconds to detonate. I double checked it. I knew I had it in the back of my head, and I'm like, before I sound dumb and say the wrong number, I'm gonna check it.
Yeah.
I was like, if it's like
I
5
did.
seconds or something somehow, and I just don't have a good sense of time, I'm gonna check. So a little late, and then it's like after this counter pin, you're weak. And where do you think your supports are gonna be? Here, right? Or
Yeah.
further back here.
Yeah.
So how do you need a path once you're weak? Back the way you came, right?
Yeah.
Towards
Yeah.
payload. And you continue to try to swing and, you know, stay in there instead of shield hopping backwards the way you came in.
Control link established.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
The payload is secure. Move it out.
An overall good habit after you miss a shatter is like you hold the L and you just chill out for a bit.
Yeah.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei. Behind you. The payload.
Yeah, we keep talking about when you do ball coaching sessions soon.
Yeah. And yeah.
Round 3 complete.
Ready.
Score
Since it's always like, you know, last fight, you know, stall situations, it's kind of like pointless to kind of nitpick for the most part.
and
It's just like simply you grappled someplace where you can't really do anything, and in a situation that you need a stall cart. So a lot of people like, you don't always have to grapple this ball. If you need a contest cart and you think you have kill potential, or you can build an ult, pepper people with your gun. If you think you need to take less damage, stay in ball form because you don't show your head hitbox, obviously. Just like if you can get a grapple to stall on that point or a payload, use that grapple to keep swinging around on it. That's if you're trying to buy time and wait for an opportunity to kind of arise for you to like pounce on it.
ready for battle.
Man apocalypse.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
ازيك؟
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming.
Come out and face
Stop the payload.
supplies.
Barriers on you. Go. This will help. Shot enemy is down. Get in there. Barriers on you. Go. Get here.
You know what I'm gonna point out right there?
Shield regen.
You're called out. Get
Like you hold your shield like you're predicting them coming around the corner. You can respond to them turning the corner. You don't have to hold it before they turn the corner.
Yeah.
fire at will. Get in there. وليهم قوتك. I am strong.
60 seconds.
Огонь по готовности. Not good. Fire at will. Get in there. وليهم قوتك. I am strong.
It's a very common thing to do whenever your Zarya gets like a grab like that, that shield's not gonna break, Rein's not gonna topple over. Like if you see shield's pretty healthy, you have to try to pin Rein out or try to pin someone out to get at least one kill out of it. So in that situation, instead of just swinging on top of a cart, a lot of people would have simply jumped down, turned their camera, done a little jump into the turn pin here, take them out of the fight. Due to that angling, you would have gotten the Zarya. Zarya's kind of a big kill.
Yeah.
After that, they had nanoed a Zarya, and that grab, you don't even want to swing at her. You want to just use your shield and give up space because they're nanoed.
Yeah.
Currently, we talked about you have an issue with sometimes when they nano, you don't really just try to give space for the time being and retake it. And this is one of those situations. And then 61 HP, you can't go for a shatter at 61 HP. And you, so basically, if you didn't try to swing out that Zarya earlier, you would have enough HP for the slam to actually be good. But this is a good idea if you had HP. I say around 300 at least. Boom. Good to go.
Back and ready for more.
Take your medicine.
30 seconds.
Let the dragon consume you.
They're almost out of time. Let's stop them here and now.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
So I do like how aggressive you are a lot too. Like it's better to take an aggressive player and can teach them how to be more passive than take a passive player and try to get them to have the confidence to be this aggressive on the day. Just knowing when to chill out. It's like you're bubbled, but the bubble's about to expire. Like you weren't on top of someone already, so you're still weak. No bubble. They need to come to the cart, right?
Yeah.
You play backside a cart. This is your corner right now. This is your corner right now as well. You can play these two, like cart here, like this. These are the positions you'll sit in. You don't need to go hard push him on this corner right now. Think of it. Even if you push him here, put him back to the people on the other corner. You want him to have to come to your corner and then have to put his back to other people, basically.
Yeah.
The payload has reached the checkpoint. 10 seconds remaining.
Keep your head and let's take this home.
Yeah, always get to
Huge pin.
just walk forward, and then once you turn this corner, do this little side jump. You don't even have to move your camera at all. Boom.
My ultimate group up here.
Nano boost is ready to deploy.
Overtime.
Join me. Down group up.
My ultimate is ready.
So you know how we talked about how this can be a power position? It can also be a power position to drop, or if you want to be that cheeky Reinhardt, you can use it to try to make plays. Like come from here, doing a little pin off the top. Like, you know, you can get punished by sleep. That is the thing, but you can also get the coordination that your Zarya bubbles you for it, so you can't get slept out of it, and that can just win the fight right off the bat. Just gonna point it out if you want to be cheeky. Otherwise, you know, using this and then dropping like this helps you get to that corner without using more shield because you're breaking LOS the entire time, and then you're instantly on the corner. So that's something to keep in mind with your passing. Really nice shatter. Need a chill now, need a chill. Yep.
Watch your back.
So the only thing I can really, I know they cap here in a second, you lose based off, you know, what just happened there. But how could we have played this fight better? You hit a great shatter. This is the fight that it really comes down to.
Unstoppable!
Kenji's blading here. He's gonna now dash. So you have to think about, you have to catch him mid dash or where he's gonna dash, right?
Yeah.
If your Hanzo's here currently, what's he gonna do when he sees the Genji looking at him? Gonna leap back,
Away.
right? So this angling of this pin is never really gonna catch that Genji. Overall, you'd have to go more out of the fight. So sometimes, like, you always think you have to go try to pin the nano blade. I've seen that throughout this VOD. Every time they blade, you try to pin it. You're nanoed yourself currently. Just try to go mirror their Reinhardt and just kill him.
Yeah.
Like, you just have the wrong goal early on if you're nanoed. It's like, because you're also close to Shatter, so if you can just topple Rein with the nano, maybe look for the pin on him, like get on top of him, go for that cheeky pin into a close corner. Boom, free kill on him. Now we shatter team, easy clap.
Yeah.
It's a bad situation though to be, you know, last fight they have nano blade, but
Yeah.
Watch your back.
this is where it gets a little sloppy from my perspective.
Yeah.
So here, this is great, right? You notice Hans is on right side off angle. You don't shield hop at him when he's like kind of far away initially. If you did one shield hop forward and then tried swinging, yes, you connect. And then it's like you get scared even though you're getting pocketed. It's like that Rein, he's weak, but since you don't have anything to kill him right now, you don't have fire strike, he's getting healed. You're not gonna go walk at him and kill him. There's a Hanzo on the right side still though. Can you take advantage of the Rein being weak to go push the Hanzo without the Rein being able to mirror you right now? Yeah, go flush him out more. And it seems like you get really caught up with trying to, you know, finish Rein. Hanzo finds the free kill.
Yeah.
We give up space now because we're down. They get our free res now. And then it's like once you're down in the fight, it seemed like you're still trying to fight right here. Once you realize your team's dead. Simply once you saw them resing and you couldn't stop it and your McCree died, at that point, shield hop back, play off this corner. Chill here, meet them last second. Then maybe your diva gets back, that one extra person might help you in the long term, and you have a Hanzo dragon. Maybe that Hanzo dragon helps, or maybe your Ana builds that next nano can start at 74%. Then we have another turning point. So a lot of this is just like not understanding when we need to just give up space and where to take fights at. It's off the spot. So if we do any live coaching today, that's what we're going to really try to focus on.
Yep.
Payload.
I am your shield.
Sniper. Barrier activated. This is not too time.
Get over here.
Barrier is on you. Go. I'm with you. Regrettable, but necessary. I'm even stronger.
It's a big thing with shooting Zarya bubbles. Only shoot if you have the kill potential. They're both full HP. Here, land. No kill potential.
Be ready. Get in there. Ready for battle. Don't shy.
I mean, it's just a shit show that everyone backed into this room. Simple as that. You just have to keep passing out towards cart as a team.
Get in there.
It's like you're beaming a Mercy here and then you're backing up as you're beaming her. Like, is there a reasoning for that? Like, are you scared of the Mercy? Or you're... What are you thinking?
No, not per se. I don't know what I was thinking.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you, cat.
Ready for battle.
This is not really much more than like y'all back to a shitty spot split. They take a 6v3.
Yeah.
Perseverance is the key.
Hello.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Bring enemy C. Barriers on you.
Get over here and heal up. Sniper. Get your head down or lose it.
Just a scratch.
Barrier is failing.
Dein Teufel ist da.
They return. Tactical visor.
Heroes never die. Barriers on you. Go.
Tactical visor activated.
Bring it. Go.
Come here, get stabilized.
Barrier activated. You're covered.
Crusaders!
I mean, he's just very far forward. Grab.
Yeah.
A lot of ults right now. Like, you're probably not going to get out. If you ever think you're not going to get out, just side cart. Simple as that.
Yep.
It's like small, but might buy you a little bit extra time with like contests on first second fight. So
Temporary setback.
Yeah.
Where are you thinking? Barrier activated. Is that all you've got? Get in there. You're powered up. Get in. Огонь по готовности.
a little bit of a light grab to try to turn this.
Yeah.
Get in there.
I can point out the obvious here that, yeah, sleeping
Yeah.
monkey, you kept shooting. It's kind of hard to hear, so I get that. We're down both DPS. Down Reinhardt now. Once we're down both DPS, if I already lost. Especially because we have grab dragon combo, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to use it.
Огонь по готовности. Now see what I can do.
This fight was just very early on, kind of lost from us getting stuff there.
Yeah.
And right now it's just bad rotations from your team. Like, you don't want to go bottom left there. You want to go clear high ground in general. Like, you're against like his skin and monkey. Like, going out top right like you were was the correct play to do there. But you only go out bottom left if it's like very last second trying to touch. Pretty much.
Barriers on you. Ready for battle. Maximum charge. Heroes never die.
You want to know the simple truth on what I do in this situation at this point?
Sure. Yeah.
Your Reinhardt is kind of dying off cooldown. Your bubble can only do so much. You're basically playing with no main tank. Playing another shield tank like playing Sigma here would be viable, or just playing ball and doing your own thing, or playing Roadhog and just trying to hard counter dive monkey or try to make flank plays would be the options here. Just kind of give you a heads up, like this has been so far kind of like a shitty review. There's not really much, just like team staggered, like here, like we're down, we need to get out.
Yeah.
Like walk and spawn, get healed up. Now Rein's going out, let's walk out with him.
Give me your best shot.
The thing to point out is whenever you're high energy, you don't need to just bubble Rein right away. Like, if you see him wanting to swing at something, bubble him. Otherwise, it might be better to give it to, like, for example, your Reaper. That's kind of brawling and weak in the front line, and that helped him out a lot.
Get in there. Ready for battle. Get here. that all you've got?
Hordes of Crusaders!
Double.
Are you ready?
Go. Maximum charge.
Hello! My ultimate's ready.
I'm taking care of you.
Get in there. Walk it off. Barrier zone. Огонь по готовности. Maximum charge.
Okay, we're playing close.
Огонь
We're
по
down one.
maximum charge.
You commit to left side because of you wanting to finish Zarya. No one's alive, so your passing wouldn't have really mattered there. That's what I was checking for.
Без труда не видишь и рыбку труда.
My brain gets so confused going from like blue team to red team in VODs half the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the grab there. You're just getting primal the entire time, so can't really do anything.
Yeah.
So, nothing to really talk about with that. Can't really do anything to stay alive there.
Control link established.
Good ball, just get back quick. I mean, what you're doing right now is like what you do when you're looking to solve, but if like your team is already stabilized and like everyone's kind of already there, like you're the last one coming in, I really need to look for like a stall play. It's just look for kills. And that swing is just kind of stay alive at a stall. So here, while we're waiting for this fight, you could swap back to a character that you feel more comfortable on right after we kind of saw that fight clean up. Or you could go stage yourself for an easier engage. They already kind of picked you with Sombra. Okay. That's kind of funny.
Enemy reviving.
Rolling out.
60 seconds remaining.
Step Rider. You best head for the hills.
Okay, well, obviously your team kind of pops off here.
Yeah.
A common thing when I was talking about position, by the way, on ball, it's like while we're waiting here, so then when we don't have to use grapple to get in, you can actually just go for like some people would like actually start. Let's say here you 3P corner. You see them kind of walking in. Once you know they're walked in, then you can go for a roll through from behind. Blah blah blah, kind of knock them, and that's less chance of you getting hacked. Blah blah blah. So you're probably gonna hit the sombra on the roll through, or you can start up here, go for the early pile drive, and then you can grapple to get out. You grapple low, so you're not swinging. So you just really zoom on out, and yeah. You go for a very aggressive grapple into pile drive. And the big thing is like right when you're in the middle of everyone, right before you pile drive, you know you're going to a lot of times, you gotta hit that E before.
Hello there.
And then the bottom left, it shows you how many people are in your vicinity as well. So that's always the thing to kind of, like when you're going for that pile drive engage, try to be a little bit aware of. Eventually you just kind of get the feel for it, but
Yeah.
like here, you're in there, you know, 2 people right now, for example, you know, might as well pop it, get those shields once you can. You do, very cool, you're close to your mine, so it's just kind of poke, get our mines, and then we can look for a grapple into mine pile drive. They end up just not touching, so whatever. Yeah, the main thing that I've noticed though is like you only feel like you can do something based off like grappling and pile driving and it's basically like his cannon is like Devo with just less spread, so you can just shoot at people all the time if you'd like, and you just kind of annoy them by just peppering them like that. So
I have found the enemy. Come and
Get
face
in there. Barrier activated. Just a scratch.
You need to learn the
Payload stock.
Get in there. Bring it. Maximum charge. Escorting the field. Barrier is on you.
Damage amplified.
enemy contact.
Barrier activated. Testicles. Get in there.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Give me your best shot.
Protect the payload.
Barriers on you. Go. Maximum charge. Bring it. Maximum
Helden
charge.
sterben nicht. Heroes never die.
great counter dive attempt there onto Monkey, just trying to peel him out.
The payload stop. Get it.
I've got you in my sight. Get out of my way.
Barriers on you. Maximum charge.
I have found you. Come and face me.
Get in there. Give me your best shot. Barriers on you. Go.
Anyone needs some healing?
Barrier activated.
So what are you waiting for to grab? What's your thought process here? Like you need to get like a lot of people in it? Are you okay with a solo grab?
Waiting there because our Rein just died.
Okay, well is the fight lost just based off your Rein being done?
No, probably not.
It isn't always lost, so it's like if you felt like that Monkey has been a problem, can you solo grab him when he's prime lane? Sure. If you see a Zarya overextended on her own, can you solo grab her, kill her, and then like what do you think's more valuable, a high charge Zarya or a Monkey in a fight? Probably.
High charge Zarya, I guess.
I would say it's the high charge Zarya because you can just hard peel that Monkey, especially if he doesn't have primal, pretty well. So if you take that Zarya out of the equation, you have the advantage. So that's why I was just pointing it out. It's like you have opportunities for these solo grabs to try to swing the fight so far, and if you're really just looking for a bigger grab, you don't always need the big grab. Like here, yeah, you can grab that.
Tactical visor
It's
activated.
fun.
Target-rich environment.
Heroes never die.
Get in there. That's more like it.
Did they make the thing go live, by the way, that for replay you can turn off like seeing where other people are? I know that's something that was in the notes at some point.
Helden sterben
I don't know if they put that live yet.
Yeah, look around for it because I prefer not to see enemy outlines.
Yeah.
So then we can really get based off of what we actually see. It makes it a little bit more complicated seeing outlines.
Yeah.
Damage. Get in there.
great. I say you're very greedy with your bubbles when you're high energy as an overall thing. Like we talked about, like you bubble your Rein when you're full energy, just like off cooldown.
Yeah.
Whenever you get it, same with your own bubbles. Like you're not taking any pressure at all. You're high energy. Now, since you waste your bubble, now you have to be more passive instead of like hard pushing frontline. For example, taking as much space as you can. Once you start taking a bit of damage, pop that bubble. Boom. You know, maybe you can pressure that Zarya more here or get onto that Ana.
Yeah.
Ready for battle. Barriers on you.
So if you really want to off angle here, you know, while you're sitting here also waiting for your team, if you really like waste a bubble and think you can do anything, can you rotate upper, get a better angle to right click, or maybe go rotate high ground, pressure out soldier, or use this high ground to hit right clicks onto backline? 100%. So we need to think about how can we take more aggressive angling while we're waiting, like in terms of staging.
Heroes never die.
Escorting the payload. You're covered. Oh, you look tired. Fire. Keep out of my way. Ready for battle. That's all we've got.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
I'm moving barriers on you. Go.
Yeah, once they're in beam range, just beam the entire time and finish with the right click if you would like.
Barrier activated.
For single targets. I noticed you really like right clicking at even at tanks when it's just like a single target and they're like half HP. It's just like use that as a final blow, or just don't even use that at all if you're in beam range. Only use it if they like are about to break a corner, for example. Great pin. Wait a minute. How did you use a bubble right after the pin? That's what I was gonna look for here. So you bubble Rein, you bubble yourself. You're behind your Reinhardt currently, and even if he pins, it's like they're all gonna focus the Reinhardt that's pinning, not you. So it's just kind of a waste of the bubble, and then you could be a lot more aggressive here. If you hadn't wasted your bubble, maybe rotate into the soldier over here like that, or simply rotate like here and kind of off angle these people and pressure them as they kite out. And yeah, just like you see how like passive you end up being because you don't have bubble, and that's just like why I find it kind of like a little problematic. Like that's very like greedy, right? You're already 100 energy. Do you really need to use your bubble and like walk in front there just to beam a Rein shield? Like wait for a better opportunity. Like this is just like pointless chip right now, like whatever. And then if you do use your bubble, you need to make sure you're using the bubble to rotate back to your Rein. Like once you pop it, you rotate now onto the off angle that you can hold that off angle only if you have bubble.
Perseverance is the key.
Greetings.
I can bench we cannot stop now. Ready for battle. Charging up. Slow down.
Need some healing. Marked by the dragon.
Go. Barrier activated.
Heroes never die.
60 seconds.
A speedy recovery.
Tactical visor activated.
So you know how I talk about panic bubbles? You know, you like think you're about to die basically, and you just like rush a bubble into the soldier. That's not LLSing anyone. Like popping on him when he's actually like hard pushing with his visor, or someone else that's hard pushing and taking pressure. Sure, cool. You be a little bit more patient in that entire situation too. Like you just rotate it out without taking any pressure yourself, and then you like panic pop bubble once and don't realize no one's been shooting at you. So then it's like, okay, we just rotate both bubbles for 0 energy. And like we can't have that at the end of the day. You're gonna miss out on a lot of opportunities just based off like wasting bubbles.
Barriers
It's just what the character is. At the end of the day, your bubble is your entire lifeline for you to make a hard push. You know, off angle or, you know, push a weak target from the front line.
Yeah.
Enemy contact.
10 seconds remaining.
I've got you in my sights.
Another thing to point out also on top of that, by the way, while we're at it, because that's pretty much the end of the game.
60 seconds remaining.
It's this fight that it really comes down to. So, you know,
a speedy recovery.
panic bubble.
Visor activated.
No one's shooting at you. You kind of panic bubble. You panic, solo grab a weak anti-Rein. Initially, it ends up getting the Zarya in it. You're very close to grab dragon, so a lot of people would say that's more on the greedy side, and you just kind of play that fight slow. Once you have grab dragon, use it to secure kills. If you think the fight's very winnable at that point, you would have probably got that kill on the Reinhardt without your grab, and then that Zarya walking into it is kind of just lucky. So if based off us just saving it there, we'd have it at this point, and it doesn't look super winnable, if I'm being honest, based off of how hard we stagger. But it's just like a good idea that if you know you're playing this certain combo, check what they're at before you use it. If they're close, try to take a little bit slower, especially if you know you have some time on the clock, like you had 30 seconds or whatever. Take it a little bit slower. And, you know, once they die and you know it's last fight and they're not going to get back in time, then use it without them if need be. But overall, a lot of it is just kind of wasting bubbles. And then you just play lower energy. Or you're high energy and you're using bubbles for energy when you're already maxed out on energy, and then you don't have the bubble to be able to push things. And it's once you have bubble rotating to a safer position, like once you don't have bubble rotating to a safer position, like behind Rein, instead of continue to try to hard hold it off angle at times. And then we talked about, you know, in the last VOD, kind of understanding where fights are going to take place. A lot of that game though was our team staggering, if I'm being honest though. So